Well, we have the jazz saxophone playing. So you know we're going upscale. We got champagne today. This is Domain Day with cheapwinefinder.com with the last party review podcast of 2022. I think we might have one more podcast left, but we'll go a little bit downscale a touch. And what do we have today? What we have today is the Kirkland Champagne Brut 2022 at Costco for $19.99. And it's real champagne. It costs a penny less than $20. So I'm going to take a sip. It's good. It's made by Manuel Janison, whose family's been in the business of champagne since 1920s. If you've never heard of Janison champagne before, well, that's because you haven't heard of about 99% of them. There are over 2,100 champagne houses. The wineries are called houses in Champagne. And, you know, most average people can name maybe 10. If you're really totally into wine, you might be able to get 50 or so. But that's still, most of these champagne houses are, until you drink it, you've never had them and you just don't know. So yeah, this is a real deal champagne. Costco's had this wine for a while now and it gets great reviews. It is mostly a Pinot Meunier, followed by Pinot Noir and then Chardonnay. Pinot Meunier is one of the top three grapes, but you normally see Chardonnay or Pinot Noir as the lead grape, but not always. I mean, it's a legitimate grape. It's not as well known because both Pinot Noir and Chardonnay both make great still wines, and you only occasionally see a Pinot Meunier still wine, and usually from a champagne grower or champagne style grower that will just use the grapes just for a wine, just to show it off. And so Pinot Meunier is like legit, but it's going to be a different flavor profile. If you're used to Chardonnay, you'll get that green, clean, crisp thing going on. You get the rounded, maybe Pinot Noir cherry, and this is going to be a little bit different. We'll take a sip and we'll talk about why it's a little bit different. It's a little bit harder edged fruit than Pinot Noir, which could be a little softer. But that isn't a bad thing at all because it tastes great. The Kirkland Champagne Brut, the 2022 edition, has excellent acidity. Gives the wine great length. You're going to be tasting this for a while. And the flavor profile is kind of interesting. I even taste a touch of licorice in there. I don't know where that came from. I mean, usually if you think you taste it, then you taste it. That's how my theory is to go with wine. You know, sommeliers have to taste certain things in the wine. So a sommelier in France can talk to a sommelier in Argentina, can talk to a sommelier in Australia. But us wine drinkers can make it taste the way we want it, and that's perfectly fine. And you paid the money. It's yours to enjoy and to drink and to decide what it is. So I'm going to take another sip. It's got great acidity. It's got interesting flavors. Good length. Great, nice acidity. It's crisp. It's kind of chewy. My personal favorite of the year was the Aldi $25 champagne. Aldi had a $24.99 champagne. That was Pinot Noir dominated, and I prefer Pinot Noir. Not that I don't like the other ones, I like the other ones too, but I prefer a Pinot Noir focused champagne. So I like the $24.99, but that's me. I'm talking about personal preferences. And this is for $20, for $5 cheaper. This is really good because you can get two of these for the price of what, one of the name brand advertisers, the big boys are out there are. You want a Dom or a Taittinger or something, the entry level, it's going to be $40. You get two of those for this, and a party's a party. And if you can get real champagne for $20 and it tastes great and it's well made and it has good length and it's chewy and it has interesting flavors, I'm going to take another sip. That tells you how much I like it. Man, I don't give stars, I don't give grades, but I take sips. Yeah, it's a very pleasing champagne. And it engages your palate. This is a nice, I use the word chewy because it's got some firmness to the flavors. This is not a fluffy float away champagne. This is a champagne that'll stick with you for a little bit. Real deal champagne from Costco for $19.99. You know, that's Costco's gift to us. You know, if you have a friend with a card, tell them to pick you up a couple, it's well worth it. So that's it for me, Domain Dave, cheapwinefighter.com. And hope you all have a great New Year's. We had a great time bringing these podcasts to you in 2022. And, like us where you like your podcast, push the button. Buttons are lonely without you. And I'll be posting before the end of the year, but nice wine, but not champagne. So that's it for me, Domain Dave, from cheapwinefighter.com. Keep it cheap, stay safe, and have a good holiday, and I'll see you in 2023. Bye-bye.